Hey guys, how's it going? Mr. Simonini here. Hope your day is going fine. We're going to go ahead and move on to homework C. So if you look at homework C, I'm going to make you guys do the evens. So 2, 4, 6, and 8. And this homework assignment is honestly just a review. Just remember one thing. Remember x-intercepts are solutions. So just don't forget that fact right there. That's really important, especially for the future, what we're going to be doing these next couple days. But this is what we're doing. We're going to graph. We're going to identify the x-intercepts as ordered pairs. We're actually not going to be doing this last thing. It's not really important right now. We're not going to verify. We're just going to graph it, identify where the x-intercepts are, and just remember those are going to be our solutions in the future. So again, I'm going to make you do the evens. So, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So if you look here, I'm going to do 8 with you actually. So it's just a quick reminder. Okay, how do you graph? Remember, when we do go back, if we do go back, you are not going to have your iPad, so you're not going to have decimals.com available to you on the test. So you're going to have to be able to do this by hand. So this is why it's important to be able to remember, opposite of b over 2a, be able to plug it in and be able to make a table and graph it. So again, when you're doing this stuff, use decimals.com as something that to kind of check your answer, and also to create the table. And if you need to use a calculator for any calculations, because you don't want to mess up the addition, subtraction, all that stuff in your head. But anyways, here we go. A is 3, B is 18, C is 15. Remember the x of the I got to find the vertex. So the x of the vertex is going to be, remember, opposite of b over 2a. So in this example, it's going to be negative 18 over 2 times 3, which is going to be negative 18 over 6, which is going to be negative 3. So in this case, the x of the vertex is going to be negative 3. So my vertex for my x is going to be negative 3. Now I got to figure out my y. So I'll figure out my y by plugging the x in. So it'll be 3 parentheses negative 3 squared plus 18 times negative 3 plus 15. Now again, if you have trouble with figuring out that calculation, you can just go to decimals.com, plug it in. So it'll be negative 3 squared plus 18 times negative 3, and then I have plus 15, which is going to be negative 12. So I get negative 12 as my answer for my y of the vertex. So this is going to equal negative 12. So negative 3, negative 12. So yes, it's going to go a little bit off the graph yet again, which is fine. So I'm just going to extend it out, eyeball it, right about there. That would be negative 3, negative 12. Now you have to create a table. So you create a table, you put your vertex in the middle. Remember, x is on the left side, right? Y is on the right side. So negative 3, negative 12. Now this is where you can use decimals.com to help you create this table. Remember, you need 2 numbers before it, 2 numbers after it. Be careful with the negative numbers, and you really, if you do mess it up a little bit here, it won't matter. But technically, 2 numbers that are after negative 3 will be negative 2 and negative 1. Think of a number line. And then 2 numbers before will be negative 4 and negative 5. Again, these are interchangeable. Like you can put negative 2, negative 1 up top, and then negative 4, negative 5 on the bottom. You'll get the same answer. But I just want to be consistent with putting the numbers before on top and putting the numbers after on the bottom. So I'm consistent throughout the process here. But anyways, go ahead and graph it now. So I'm going to go to decimals.com, get my graphing calculator out, go y equal, and then I got to remember my equation. So it'd be 3x squared plus 18x plus, was it 15? Yeah, plus 15. And boom, there's my graph. I can check to make sure my vertex right. That looks like it's right. Double click it to get that point to show up. You can see where your x-intercepts are too. It will highlight it if you want to just click on it, which is cool. Remember, if you want to create your table, I want to put the vertex in the middle. It's always going to put 0 in the middle, so you don't want 0 in the middle. You want to put your vertex in the middle, which in this case would be negative 3, negative 12. 2 numbers that are technically before it would be negative 4, and then negative 5, and then this would be negative 2. Oop, not positive 2. Be careful. Negative 2, and then negative 1. As you can see, I got my other points. It will highlight those points as well on the graph too. So again, create my table. There you go. Again, I get those. And I'm going to go back to my problem. So I got negative 9 here. Oh, not negative 9. There's 0. So negative 5, 0. Negative 9 there. Negative 9 and 0 here. So go ahead and graph it. So negative 3, negative 12 right there. Negative 2, negative 9, which is right here. Negative 4 and negative 9, which is right here. And then I got negative 1, 0, and negative 5, 0. And there's my graph right there. There's my parabola. And remember, the instruction says that we need to identify the x-intercepts as ordered pairs. So my x-intercepts, so you just need to kind of write this down, is going to be negative 5, comma 0, which is one solution. And my other solution or x-intercept is going to be negative 1, comma 0. Doesn't matter if you put them on top of each other like that or if you put them to the side. I'll put them to the side actually, a little bit more cleaner. So those are my x-intercepts. There's my graph, and that's what you're going to have to do on this assignment. So again, you're going to have to do 2, 4, and 6. Just a heads up in 6. When you do 6, A is 1 here. Be careful because people assume that B is negative 4. Remember, B is what goes with your linear term, your x term. There's no x term here. So your B is 0 and your C is negative 4. You really want to think about it this way. That's why B is 0. And you can go ahead and do that problem then. So just a heads up when you do that. All right, well, again, let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me an email or whatever else you need to do. Remind me, Schoology, YouTube, or whatever.